Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me again for another week on my podcast, watching another episode. I appreciate your support through my prep journey, and I really hope that it's just inspiring to, anyone who's watching, who has goals and can kind of understand through the long process, like how to go about it. Sometimes you just need some encouragement and knowing that someone else is going through what you're going through and how you feel about it. So thank you again for being here with me. I'd like to start by mentioning a couple of highlights that I'm currently experiencing, and then I'll get to kind of a low that I have currently right now. So highlight number one is about the muscular and strength increase that I am visually seeing and feeling right now in my body. So near the end of the episode, I'll throw up like a couple of short videos where I'm just kind of flexing or flex posing, I guess. I'm just trying to stand in front of the mirror and flex into a pose that I'll need to do on stage, because with lights on top of me and being on stage, you're gonna see like everything as far as like muscular angles and lines and things like that, and that you can't just maybe see in a bathroom mirror. So I'll throw those up so you guys can kind of see maybe what I see a little bit. But I'm really proud that I can see my muscles growing, because growing muscles is a hard and long process. It takes a lot of time, like long months time. It takes a lot of patience, because you want to see your bicep grow, because maybe just yesterday you did an awesome bicep workout or something. It's just not how it works. So it's a slow, patient process, and then it takes a lot of planning, and then you've got to be consistent and follow through. And so all of those things have to be on point, working together for you to see some results. So I'm just really proud of that. That is a highlight currently. A lot of times you'll hear people say your body is your resume, or what your body composition looks like is proof of how you treat it, proof of how you take care of it, proof of what you do with it. And so I'm just glad that I myself can see that I'm treating my body well, and it's showing a little bit in the muscle and strength increase that I have. So that's awesome. Highlight number two has to do with my emotional well-being, my mental well-being. I just feel healthy. I feel better. My mental focus is good. I don't seem stressed a lot. I'm pretty calm, and that is an improvement for me. I'm very, very busy. I've got a lot that I do with work. I have a second part-time job. I'm a mom, manage a house, do a lot of planning, lots of people texting me and emailing me on and off the clock about all kinds of different things. So I just have lots of different things going on in hats. And I know that I've let my busyness stress me out a lot of times, and it's affected my emotional and mental well-being. But I really do believe that how I'm treating my body and what I'm putting into my body is helping me a lot. So eating a well-balanced diet, not starving myself at all, but doing that with God-given foods, not processed foods, not all the fast food stops, not all the heavy sugars. All of those things that I've eliminated has really, really been a huge wake-up call for me. And it's my body is happy. It's it's not angry at me because of a food choice I made. It's happy. It's digesting well. It feels clean. And that's awesome. So I consciously know I'm making the right choices with the food that I'm putting in. And so that's affecting my mental and emotional well-being, because it's all one body, it's all working together. So my healthy choices are increasing my confidence, which is making me mentally motivated and ready to go. But then it's also feeding into my emotions, because I'm content. and I don't feel guilt or shame because of something that I put into my body that was not going to be good for my body. And so the emotional piece is awesome too. So there we go. Highlight. So my one low light this week, which is actually a really big deal in this process, is that I am not losing weight on the scale. It's like not moving. It's maybe fluctuating like up and down 2 to 4 pounds consistently, like maybe almost for the last 3 weeks. It's like down a pound and then it's up a pound, or it's down 0.4 pounds, or it's up 1.2, and it's just in this range, and it's just not, I mean, this plateau is lasting forever. So I'm not losing weight on the scale. And then also with that, I'm not losing body fat percentage as quickly or consistently as I'm working for this timeline. So I'm working on a timeline, making all these calculations on paper for a May figure competition, the end of May. And on paper, of course, you have a plan. The body is responding or will respond a certain way, and you have to make adjustments, which is, of course, what I've been doing. But I'm like, it's just not working. So I'm in a caloric deficit, which means I'm eating about 200 to 300 calories less than like what my body maintenance needs every day. So nothing drastic, nothing. It's like, you know, maybe a granola bar, or, I mean, that's about how much calories that is, or one extra protein shake, or a snack or something. So it's not drastic, but that's the deficit. And then of course I'm doing all this cardio, and I've already upped my cardio from 30 minutes to 45 minutes 5 times a week. So I'm doing all those things, making the adjustments. I even cut a fat source from my lunches for the month of February. And again, nothing's really changing as quickly-ish that I need it to. And so I might be in a lull or a slump right now, but again, I don't feel like this plateau is like ever ending, like there's not gonna be a drop off. I don't know if there's gonna be another whoosh coming my way that I just can't see. So that's my low. It's a big one. So I have to do something about it. Several mornings I choose egg whites, and I have this griddle. I put an entire cup or 6 egg whites on the griddle, and it takes a little bit of spreading, of course, but I'm just constantly flipping these over, and that gives me 25 grams of protein right out of the gate. And so egg whites are just so clean and so fast to digest, which is a key part of getting that protein in the body, but then also getting rid of everything else very quickly. That helps with the leaning out process. So I fry these up, and once they get good and ready, then I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of the eggs, which kind of gives a really good contrast. The Parmesan cheese that I absolutely love comes from Sam's Club or Costco, and it's kind of a shaved blend. So I grab 1 tablespoon, which is the serving. I grab that out of the bag, and I sprinkle that on top of the eggs. Now, Parmesan cheese is such a high protein, but a really also high good fat cheese to add to a lot of stuff. So I just absolutely love it. It doesn't melt like a lot of other cheeses do, but it has a really, really good taste. Also on my plate is a 1/2 cup of blueberries and raspberries and 2 strips of turkey bacon. And then it's time to put everything together. I usually put the eggs on top of my bacon, because then with a fork I can just kind of cut through. So I've got egg whites, the Parmesan cheese, and a little bit of turkey bacon in like every single bite, and the taste and flavor is awesome. This is one of my favorite breakfasts. I usually do this more on the weekend, or on a day where I'm not going to work unless I have got up really early and I have the extra time, because it is a little bit more time consuming. But when I have the time, this is probably my favorite meal. This is not every single day, but a lot of times I will have an energy drink. I also like to pair it with a V8 energy juice drink, which are only like 50 calories, not a lot of carbohydrates, so I still fit that into my daily macros. So here I'm just trying to get a double flex bicep going. I'm trying to lift my chest and breathe kind of heavy, raise my shoulders, and I'm really just trying to visualize what would I look like under lights and on a stage, because I have to do some of those things. I have to lift, I have to lean back, I have to showcase muscles, and I just a lot of times just want to see if I'm even making any progress at all. And then here I'm standing instead of sitting, and of course I am getting into that kind of front pose. I'm looking at my shoulders, I'm looking at how my chest is raised, and as I turn, I can really start to visualize that shoulder cap. When I pull it back, it's kind of lost because I'm not flexing it as much, but as soon as I do my side pose, I can really see that popping out, which is really cool. And then, switching sides to the other side, I can still kind of see it. I do see my shoulders really, really forming nicely. I just have got to work on the body fat that's around it. And then, of course, turning into a back pose, I can see a lot of back coming through as well. So I think what I'm going to do, like right now, today is Saturday, February 15th. I think what I'm going to do is reach out to my very first trainer that I ever had, because he was such an educator. And as an educator myself, I appreciated that in him. It wasn't just, do this plan because I say so. It was like, here's why this is working for you and why it's not working for you. This is something that you can try, and this is why it could work. So you're learning like kinesiology, you're learning the digestive system, you're learning lots and lots of chemistry about what your body does. So I think I'll reach out to him. He's totally distant from me and like not a part of my prep at all, but I think it's always good to get a second opinion. Of course, I have a current coach, and so I just kind of want to compare those a little bit and see what the general consensus is. The thing that I really believe is going on myself, without the professional opinions, is that I'm not burning enough calories in a day to overcompensate with the heavy lifting that I'm doing to like retain my muscle mass or make it a little bit bigger. So if I'm not burning enough calories in a day, you know what that means. And I know what that means, if I'm right, of course. That would mean less food, so dropping my calories even more, and then adding more cardio, which I don't know if it would be like adding the length of time that I'm doing my sessions, or like adding an extra one, or doing HIIT training, or something like that. So I hope I'm wrong, and that's not what it is, but I just have a sense of everything that I've learned that maybe that's what's going on. So let's see what advice I get from my professional source, that's not a part of my prep right now, and then of course my current source, who's coaching me through a lot. So I'll be able to update you all soon and let you know what the consensus is and what we have to do moving forward. But in the meantime, every single day I'm going to keep sticking to the diet and the workout plan and the cardio, and then if we have to make adjustments that are more drastic or something, I'll address those in the next episode. Thanks.